Okay, so again, I make this video to help you. Okay, in case you want to review, you can review the video again. Okay, now the video is not perfect. Okay, you have to see me all the time. We will continue chapter, what chapter? 3. What? 3, right? Cell. We still chapter 3. Cell. Right? We have finished talking about the structure of the cell membrane, the organelles, the nucleus, ribosome, RER, SER, Golgi apparatus, lysosome, proteasome, peroxisome, all of them. And you know where they are located. Again, you can watch the video. What are their functions? Right? You already know that. Now, we're going to continue to discussions about this cell cycle. Right? Cell cycle. Remember, one of the characteristics of life is they're able to reproduce. They're able to replicate. Okay? And this can also be done by the cell. Cell can divide. They can reproduce. Okay? If your cell broken down, for example, it can be replaced. Okay? So this is the function of the cell. Now the cell cycle, okay, is consists of two main phases or stages. Okay? The first one is called interphase. Okay? Interphase. And this is the most or the longest stage. Okay? So the whole thing over here is the interphase. So most of the time our cell in the interphase condition. Are you with me? Okay? We are staying mostly in interphase. The second one, which is here, okay? This is when the cell decide to replicate, decide to divide. Okay? And this stage is called mitosis. Okay, or cell division. Can you follow this? Okay, so there are two main stages in cell cycle. The most or the longest one is called the interphase. And then we also have mitosis stage, which is when our cell decide to divide. You guys want? Now, in the interphase, it is divided into 3 stages. So I'm gonna put like this. Okay. So the interphase divided into 3 stages. The first one is called the G1, growth number 1. So after the cell divide, it's become smaller cell. It has to be growing. Right? Then it's going to be go to the growth number 1 or G1 stage. This is when the cell is growing, okay, become bigger. Okay? And then after that, what happened? After it's growing, they go to the S stage. This is the time when the cell will perform synthesize. They're going to synthesize DNA, RNA, proteins. Okay, so this is the longest part of the interphase, synthesizing things, right, or products. So this is S. And then when the cell decide to perform mitosis, when they are ready to divide, then they are going to next stage is called the G2. Okay, so G2 is the stage before the cell deciding to perform division. You follow this, right? So that's the 3 stages inside the interphase. You with me? Now, during the interphase, if you see under the microscope, many cells will be in this stage. You're going to see the nucleus, right? The chromosome, how many chromosomes do we have? Let's say this is human cell. How many chromosomes that humans have in each cell? 46, which is 23 plus 23, right? During the interphase, you don't really see the chromosome clearly because they just like a thread. Right? It's very thin. Right? So this condition is called chromatin. Okay? During interphase, the chromosome is actually in the form of chromatin, a very thin structure. Okay? You follow this? Now, when they decide to perform mitosis during G2, then what happened? Over here, the chromosomes start to become thicker. They condense. Eh? So inside here, you're going to see the, maybe, let's say it is humans. I'm going to use different color. Okay, remember you carry 46 chromosome, mean you carry 23 chromosome from your mother, the other 23 from your father. It's always what? Pairs. Okay? Let's say this is pair number 1. Okay, and then we have pair number 2. Okay, and number 3, number 4, and etc. How many pairs going to be? How many pairs? 23, right? 23. Now, people actually able to make a photo and arranging this chromosome. Yeah, they take it during mitosis. They arranging the chromosome based on the size. Based on the size. So when we take this and then put it in the photograph, and then they can cut it, or in the computer, they're gonna make arrangement like this. Okay? Okay, they are arranging the chromosome pair based on the size. The biggest one or the longest one will be pair number 1. Can you follow this? So this is pair number 1. This is number 2, number 3, number 4, and etc. Now my question is, which one do you think gonna be the shortest one? Pair number what? 23 is incorrect. What pair number gonna be the shortest one? Actually, pair number 22. You got this one first? So number 22 will be the shortest one. Why not number 23? Because pair number 23 is called the sex chromosome. They are longer compared to number 21, even number 20, they are bigger. So pair number 23 over here is called the sex chromosome. If it is male, it's going to be the same or different? Male. Sex chromosome. If it is male, it's going to be same or different? That pair. Different. Why? Because male carry X and Y chromosome. Can you see that? The female carry X and X. So if it is male, let's say male, okay, the X chromosome will be like this, okay, and the Y chromosome is smaller. Let's say like that. That's a male. But if it is female, they will both the same. X and X, 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 Y. Can you follow this? Right? So the pair number 23 is a sex chromosome. They're going to be bigger than 21, 22, even 20. Right? They are bigger actually. Now, that's how scientists are able to arrange these pairs. They know which pair because they are very similar. Okay? So for example, chromosome number 1 over here, they're both very similar, the same size. Okay? They're going to put it together. This process over here is called the karyotype. Okay? So karyotype. Just like blood type, what? You have special blood type. Human also, they have karyotype. By doing this, actually scientists or maybe doctor are able to see whether some baby, for example, have disorder or not. Okay? By arranging this, for example, if a baby have syndrome like Down syndrome, they will know because some Down syndrome actually have extra chromosome. Do you know which extra chromosome they have? In what number? Pair number 21. What? So number 21 actually have what? 3 chromosomes instead of 2. Okay? So that's what we call the karyotyping. Now, during the mitosis over here, the chromosome will be very condensed, okay? Very thick. So you should be able to see that chromosome easily under the microscope because it's very, very thick. It's going to be like a line, thick line, darker line inside the nucleus. Can you follow this? Okay? Now, if we, let's say this is 1 chromosome. Okay? So this chromosome have, the middle is called the centromere. Okay? So they have centromere, which is a part of the chromosome that will attach into the spindle fiber later when it is dividing. Okay? You got this one. And then they will have sequence of gene. Okay? So 1 chromosome will carry many genes. The longer the chromosome, the more the genes gonna be. Okay? Maybe gene, let's say A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, for example, right? Let's say A is for hair color, this is hair type, this is skin color, or whatever, right? So they carry the gene in the chromosome. Okay, so that's how the chromosome look like when they are become thicker. Okay, now when they are ready, then they will perform what we call the mitosis, which is cell division. Okay, mitosis has 4 main stages: A, B, C, and D. Okay, there are 4 stages of mitosis. I think you have learned this one, maybe in the school. Okay, the first stage, let's say here, okay, it starts with letter P. Prophase. Prophase. Okay. The second stage starts with letter T. T. M. Okay. What is that? Metaphase. Okay. The next stage is start with letter A, right? A. What is A? Anaphase. Okay. And the last stage start with letter T. What is that? Telophase. Can you follow this? How to remember the sequence? It's easy. It's easy, right? Look at this one. P, mat. If you P on mat, that's you are in the sequence. Okay. That's how to memorize sequence of mitosis. What is that? P on mat. Okay, P mat. Prophase, metaphase, anaphase, telophase. You get this one, right? And then after telophase, it will be followed by process is called the cytokinesis, which is the cell will be divided into two daughter cell. Okay. Anybody have question for this cell cycle? No? If not, then we'll go to the cell division itself. Okay. Again, this is cell cycle. Well, now we focus on the cell division. Okay. Now, I'm going to erase this. Okay, so now cell division. Okay, there are two types of cell division actually in our body. Okay, the first one we just mentioned it is called mitosis. You got this one? The second one is actually special cell division for making baby, for reproduction. What do you call that cell division? Meiosis. Okay, so meiosis. Now, what is the difference between these two cell division? Okay, mitosis, this is also known as the somatic cell division. Okay, and meiosis is known as reproductive cell division. Okay. Now, what is the difference between somatic and reproductive cell? Anybody know? How many cells do we have? Anybody can count how many cells do we have? A lot. Trillion of cells. You guys want? From this trillion of cells, 99.9%, okay, 99.9% is actually somatic cell. Okay, 99.9% our cell is somatic cell. Only 0.1% is actually reproductive cell. Okay, so the easy way to remember is just knowing this reproductive cell, which is we have two types based on the gender. Okay, there are two reproductive cells based on the gender. If it is male, what do you call that reproductive cell? Okay, it's not called sperm because sperm is the product of that cell division. It's called the spermatocyte. You see that one? Cyte means cell, sperma means sperm. The cell that will produce sperm. Okay? So this cell will produce what? Sperm. Okay? Are you with me? Now, in the female, anybody know what is the name of the female reproductive cell? Okay? OO. Okay? OO. OO means eggs. OO means ovum or eggs. Oocyte. Okay? And this will produce what? Produce ovum or eggs. Okay, and we follow this. Anybody know how many sperm is produced by a male? Okay, this is just for your information. Male a healthy male can produce about 300 million sperm per day. That's a lot, right? It's a lot. Believe me, that's a lot. Every day, normal male will produce about this million sperm every day. Okay? Now, how many eggs produced by a female? Anybody know? How many? How many you produce? every month you have problem. Oh, not problem, sorry. Every month you have condition, what we call it? Menstruation. What is actually menstruation? This is when the egg is not fertilized, right? It actually have to be removed from your body. Right? So you bleeding to remove that egg. Right? So it means that you only produce one egg per what? Per month. Usually, normally, the cycle is 28 days. Only one egg per 28 days or per month. That's big difference. That's a big difference. Right? So male can produce million of sperm every day, but female only produce one egg per month, which is really expensive. Right? So egg is really expensive. Sperm is not that expensive to make it very, very fast. Now, do you have question for this one? Now, what is the function then? Why? So the other cell, like for example, your brain cell, your muscle cell, your kidney cell, your heart cell, any type of cell will be somatic cell. Your skin cell will be what? Somatic cell. They perform mitosis. Get it? So mitosis will produce, okay, from one parent cell, let's say skin cell, one skin cell will produce only two daughter cell. Okay, so mitosis, one cell produce two cell. If your skin cell is million cell, then gonna be 2 million cell will be produced from your skin, for example, right? So one parent cell can only produce two daughter cell. Now for the meiosis, okay, one spermatocyte or one oocyte, okay, we can also use one parent cell, will produce 4 daughter cell. Okay, if this parent cell is spermatocyte, okay, then it will produce 4 sperm. If it is oocyte, this is actually again how the female perform meiosis differently. For female, it's actually only produce 1 egg. The other 3 plus 3 cell will be kind of removed. They don't use it. Okay. Only 1 cell actually. 1 plus 3. The 3 cell is not making an egg. Okay, only 1 that's become eggs. You follow this, but still produce 4 cell. Still produce 4 cell, only 1 develop into eggs. The rest will be gone. Okay, now that's how the mitosis. One parent cell can produce 2 daughter cells. One parent cell over there produce 4 daughter cells. Now, what is the function of this one? Mitosis used for, again, I should put function over here. First, remember, we start from 1 cell, right? When your father's sperm meet with your mother eggs, what happened? It's combined and make 1 cell. What do you call that 1 cell? What do you call the fertilizations of eggs and sperm? It's called start with Z. Zygote, right? Start with zygote. Zygote is only 1 cell. 1 cell. And what happened after that? It's divided into 2, right? because it's mitosis. And then from 2 divide into 2 cell become, let's say this is zygote. And then divide into 2 cell. And then it's divided into how many? Remember, mitosis only produce 2 cells. 2 cells will produce 4. 4 into 8. 8 into 16. 16 to 32. 32, 64, and etc. They will have different name. After zygote, it's going to be blastula, morula, and etc. They have increased their number. And all of them caused by the mitosis. Okay? That's the function. The first function of mitosis for growth. Okay? We are a result of mitosis over here. We are growing from 1 cell into million of cells. You follow this? Now, what is the second function of mitosis? What is the second function of mitosis? Let's say if your skin cell burn, you have burn, it's going to be broken. Okay? It has to be replacing by the new one. Okay? So it can replace. Okay? And also repair. The damaged cell will be repaired. If you have broken leg, broken bone, it will be repaired. Don't worry. But not, for this one over here, there are 2 tissue types that will not perform mitosis. When it is broken, it's die, which is nervous tissue. When your brain is broken, you done, you finish. Because brain cell cannot perform mitosis. Can you follow this? So that's the reason why old people, when they have damage, they will have dementia and other brain problem. Because their brain cell is not repaired, is not replaced. Another group of tissue that also cannot be repaired is muscle. Muscle tissue, except smooth muscle. So smooth muscle can grow, can replace. Like for example, if your blood vessel broken, the blood vessel is actually made of smooth muscle, it can be repaired. But the cardiac muscle, the skeletal muscle, when it is broken, it cannot be repaired. That's it, you're done. If your heart muscle broken, what happened? You have to replace with the new heart. It's die. It's become, okay, if they are broken, they become scars. It's called a scar tissue. Okay, so neurons, muscle, skeletal muscles, cardiac muscle, they cannot be repaired. They cannot perform mitosis. Okay, so this is a function of mitosis for growth, replacement, and repair. Now, for this one, of course, the function is for reproduction. Okay. You have questions so far for this one before we go to the process of this mitosis and meiosis. Okay? Okay, we continue with the process now. We're going to start with the mitosis first. Later, we go to the meiosis. Meiosis will have more complex process. Okay, so let's say we're going to use one cell, the parent cell. Let's say we have one parent cell over here. Right? We will not use human cell because there are too many chromosomes. It's going to be difficult to follow the cell division. Right? We're going to use cell that have 4 chromosomes. Okay? This is parent cell. Okay? So during interphase, you don't really see the chromosome because they just chromatin, right? See that one? This is chromatin. Okay? When they are ready to perform mitosis, then chromatin will become chromosome. Okay. Now what happens during the first stage? What do you call the first stage of mitosis? What is the name? The P, what? The P, prophase. So this is P, prophase. You follow this? Now what happened in the prophase? This is what happens. The nuclear envelope start to disappear. Okay. So nuclear envelope start to disappear. Nuclear envelope actually will going to be disintegrated. It will be gone. Okay. And then the chromatin start to create a chromosome that ready to divide. Okay. Let's say we have cell that carry 4 chromosomes. If it is 4 chromosomes, how many pairs going to be? How many pairs? 2 pairs, right? So 1 pair is this bigger. Okay? Let's say the other pair is smaller. Okay. So basically, chromosome look like this before it is start to divide, right? It has centromere. Centromere. This is 1 chromosome. When they divide, then they're gonna be look like this, look like eggs. Okay? So this still the centromere. Right? Now chromosome is not divided yet, still attached to the centromere, but now it has 2 structure, one over here and the other one over here. That later will be separated. Can you follow this one first? So each of these is called chromatid. Chromatid. This is another chromatid. You guys one? And the whole thing is still chromosome. Okay, this is chromosomes. Okay. So during the prophase, the chromosome, each chromosome will start to divide, but still attached in the centromere. Can you follow this? Therefore, if you see this, how many chromosomes in this cell during prophase? How many chromosomes? Can you count? 4. It has 4 chromosomes. How many chromatids in this cell during prophase? 8, because 1 chromosome will have 2 chromatids. Okay? So 8 chromatids. Okay? 4 chromosomes. Okay? Make sure you follow this. Okay? Maybe in the exam I will ask you to kind of drawing the cell division, the mitosis or maybe meiosis. Now, that's what happened, right? During prophase, again, the first thing happening is the nuclear envelope start to disappear. The chromosome start to divide, creating chromatids. And then the spindle fiber start to develop. So they created what we call the spindle fiber, which is actually proteins, filament that will later attach to the centromere and boom, divide the chromatids into chromosomes. You follow this, right? Right? So this is prophase. What is after prophase? What is the next stage called? Metaphase. M. Look over here. the nuclear envelope start disappear. It means that in the metaphase, there is no more nucleus. Get it? Because the nuclear envelope already gone. No more nucleus. Now what happened with the chromosome? Chromosome will be aligning nicely in the middle of the cell. If you see under the microscope, you're going to see the line in the middle, really nicely aligning in the middle. So it's going to be look like this. This is the big one. This is the small one. This is the big one. And this is the small one. Okay, they're lining in the middle of the cell. Under the microscope, you only see darker line. You see dark line. Now, the spindle fiber then will attach to the centromere. The place for attachment is the kinetochore. It's going to be two sides of kinetochore. So it's going to be, the other one is going to be here. So there is a place on the centromere is called the kinetochore. This is when the fiber will attach to it. Okay? That's during metaphase. How many chromosomes there? How many chromosomes? 4. How many chromatids? How many chromatids? 8. 8. 4 chromosomes, 8 chromatids. Now, what is the next stage after metaphase? Remember, P on math is going to be A, right? So this one is going to be A, anaphase. What happened with the anaphase? The cell is actually become longer, elongated, like that. It's not round anymore, but it's going to be elongated. Okay? Now, the spindle fiber will pull the chromatids on the opposite side. Get it? Okay? So, over here, then this one will pull once, right? And then pull and this is smaller one. This is longer one, like that. Okay, and then the other one will also pull this longer, smaller, longer, smaller. That's during anaphase. The chromatid separated into chromosome. Now, question in anaphase. How many chromosomes gonna be here in the anaphase? How many chromosomes? 8. Now the chromosome double, right? From 4, now it has 8 chromosomes. How many chromatids? How many chromatids there? How many chromatids? Do you see any chromatids? What is chromatids? Chromatid is during this, when it is happening. This is chromatid, right? Do you see any chromatids over there? No. So how many chromatids? 0. Because what? The chromatids over here now become each of this chromosome. Can you follow this? So make sure you're able to follow it. No chromatids, because chromatids when the chromosome divide but still attached. Now, the chromosome already separated, each chromatid become each chromosome now. So the chromosome double. If it is human, now if it is in the question, in the example sample, if it is human cell, how many chromosomes going to be during anaphase? How many chromosomes in anaphase? It is human cell. How many chromosomes in human cell? Normally, 46. So how many in anaphase gonna be? I say in anaphase, the chromosome double from 4 into 8. If it is human, 46 into how many? Come on. 46 times 2 is how many? 92, right? Come on. This is a simple math. Okay? From 4, remember I use this example. It's very simple cell, only carry 4 chromosomes. I will not use human cell because it's too many. It's going to be difficult to draw it, right? So using a sample with 4 cells. Like Drosophila, for example, they only have 8 chromosomes, right? Now, 4 become 8. If it is human, then 46 become 92. Hey, you got this one? It's okay to be wrong right now, but not okay during the exam. Okay, 46, this is 92. Hey, next. What is the next stage after that? What is after anaphase? Telophase. What happened with the telophase? The middle over here will be pinched. Like you have a balloon, you pinch it in the middle. So the cell will be look like this. Okay? Okay, you pinch this in the middle over here. It's not separate yet. Okay? So this pinching area is called the cleavage furrow. I don't know how to read it, but that's how to write it, right? Cleavage furrow. Okay. Hey, that's a pinching in the middle. That's the telophase. You got this one first? So the cell will start to divide, but it's not divided yet. There is a protein that will pinch in the middle. Now, what happened here? Each of these places, the nuclear envelope start to reappear. Over here, in the prophase, disappear, right? Over here, reappear. Nucleus will be reappear again. Okay? Nuclear envelope reappear. Will be recreated. You get this one? Look at that. How many chromosomes here? This one will go to inside of this nucleus. So you have long, short, the same thing with the bottom one, long, short, right? And then you have the pair, the red color, long, short, long, short. You follow this one, friends, right? You see that? Now, question. How many chromosomes here? How many chromosomes? In telophase. Come on. How many chromosomes in telophase? Yes, still 8, right? Still 8. 4 over here, 4 over here. Remember, it's not divided yet. Still 8. If it is human, how many chromosomes in telophase? If it is human cell. 92. Now, after that, what happened? This one is, boom, separate. When it is separate, then produce how many cells? 2 cells. Get it? And then nuclear envelope now is very solid. Got it? And then you have that chromosome over here. So this cell is called daughter cell. Why is daughter cell? Why is not son cell? I don't know. and I don't complain. It's called daughter cell. Okay, now question over here. How many chromosomes in each cell? 4. Now it's just become the parent cell, 4. Are you with me? So this daughter cell is actually will be identical to parent cell. It will be no different with the parent cell. That makes sense. That's logical. If you want to replace the skin cell, what you will produce? The skin cell, right? If you want to replace the bone cell, what cell you produce? The bone cell, right? Which is identical to the original cell, the parent cell. So again, the final product of mitosis will be 2 identical daughter cells. It's just identical, right? Really the same. Okay, that's mitosis. Okay, I hope you can follow this, right? So if it is human cell, how many chromosomes in each cell? 46. Right. I ask this over and over right now to make sure I'm helping you to understand this. In the exam, I cannot help you. You by yourself. Hey, now we go to the meiosis. 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 You have the background knowledge from mitosis. I hope it's going to be easier to follow meiosis now. In the meiosis, again, let's say this is spermatocyte. Spermatocyte. The cell that will produce sperm, which is the parent cell over here. And then again, during interphase, it's going to be chromatin, right? And then I'm going to see the stage first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The stages is actually double. In the mitosis, what is the name of the stage? P-met, right? You P on met. In meiosis, you P on met twice. Okay, which is gonna be P1, right? M1, A1, T1, followed by cytokinesis 1, right? And then go to the next one. It's going to be P again, which is P2, M2, A2, and T2, followed by cytokinesis 2. Okay, that's the stages for meiosis, 8. But it's not that difficult to remember. If you P twice, then you are meiosis. Now, we start with the first one, P1. P1, prophase 1. Over here, almost similar with metaphase, the nuclear envelope start to disappear. You followed me? And then the chromosomes start to divide, creating the X shape with the 2 chromatids each. But this is the difference over here. Right? In the meiosis, the pair, they don't like to separate. They're attaching one another. Right? They're attaching one another. Okay? Hello, I'm gonna put it here. Let's say this is the red one. Okay, and this is the blue pair over here. Okay, so this is chromosome 1, this is chromosome 1. So this is, let's say, pair number 1. Okay, now, what do you call this? This is one chromosome, this is another chromosome, right? Are you with me? Okay, So this one is called a sister. Okay, they are sister chromosome. We just pair. We can just say pair chromosome, right? Pair chromosome. Now, this is chromatid. What? This is chromatid. This is chromatid. This is chromatid. This is chromatid. How many chromatids there with the 2 chromosomes? 4. Look at this. This chromatid and this chromatid, the blue chromatid, is called the sister chromatid. Sister. What? And then the red with the red is also what? Sister chromatid. You get this one first. Red and blue, they are non-sister. Therefore, red and blue over here is called a non-sister chromatid. Okay. When they're creating this attachment over here, they attach together, is creating a structure that actually have 4 chromatids, and this structure is called tetrad. So this is a tetrad, 1 tetrad. What does it mean? It has 4 chromatids. Okay, 2 chromosomes, 4 chromatids. That's a tetrad. This area is very special. This area is called the crossing over. Crossing over. Okay, or chiasma, or chiasma, or chiasma, or Now, why it is very important? Because look, remember I mentioned that chromosome like this, it will have gene. What? It have DNA, the gene. So this gene over here, okay, with the red one, can be exchanged. Okay, we have what we call the crossing over, exchanging the gene between non-sister chromatids. You get this one first. What? Now, we go back here. So, basically over here, it will create this. Okay? So, during the prophase 1, you have crossing over. You also have tetrads instead of just chromosome and chromatids, but you have tetrads. How many tetrads? 2 tetrads over here. Right? This is 1 tetrad, this is another tetrad. And then the same, the spindle fiber will be forming. Okay, little bit different, right? With the prophase on the mitosis. Next, what is next? Gonna be M1. Now, when it is separate, remember in the mitosis, they are very nicely lining over here, right? They're all linings to the side. But over here, they are lining, but the tetrad stay together. They don't like it to separate. Okay? Look like that. That's metaphase. Okay, so how many chromosomes do you have over here? You have 4. How many chromosomes over here? Still 4. Right? Now, next. What is after M1? It's going to be A1. Cell elongated. Okay? And then this one separate. Now, what happened here, look at this one. After crossing over, part of the blue will be replaced by the red. So you're going to be over here, you're going to carry the red. Oh, sorry. What is the red one? It's carry part of the red gene over here. so it's going to be red. Because that's exchange. And then over here, it's carry the blue part. If there are several genes over there, it means that it's going to be creating a diversity on this gene, the gene exchanging. Right? Now, what happened after that? Telophase. Going to be the same like this, but in the chromosome over here is still 4. Okay, still 4. Remember in the metaphase, during anaphase, during the mitosis, during anaphase, the chromosome is double. Over here, it's not double yet, still 4. Right? Still 4. Now, over here, right, this will be here. This will be here, and small one. Again, it's carry red, carry red, carry red, carry red, carry blue, carry blue, carry blue, carry blue gene. There is no nuclear envelope developed. It's just the separate in the cytokinesis one. And then what you have, like this, all blue on the top, all red at the bottom. And the blue carry some red, the red carry some blue. What? Right? Now each cell carry half of the chromosome of the parent cell. Start from 4, now it's only 2 and 2. Okay? The chromosome now half. Right. And then what happened after that? Each of these will perform P2, which is chromosome blue, all blue over here, all red over here, with red, 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 blue, blue, blue. Okay, that's a P2. What is after that? After that is M2. This is gonna be similar with the metaphase. This is gonna be aligning in the middle, but all blue on over here. Okay, with blue, 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 red, red. Okay, and then spindle fiber will take that. And then what happened? Anaphase, then it's gonna be separate. Okay. Okay, and then the one that carry red is actually this one. Oh, the bottom one carry red. Okay, and then the bottom one, the one that carry blue is, or the top one, carry blue. Okay, and then it's taken to the side. And then telophase, nucleus perform. You have 2, one small, one big. Over here you have also 2, right? But this one, the bottom one carry red, red. The top one carry blue, blue. Right? And finally, what happened? You're gonna produce 4 sperm. And inside it, all gonna be different, carry different gene, carry different chromosomes. And this one has red on it. This one has blue on it. And then if the sperm meet with the eggs, then what happened? The baby will be different with their siblings. So nobody in the house, actually in the home, gonna be the same. Why? Because they have these differences. The sperm is gonna be different. The eggs could sometimes also will be different because of this crossing over. So it's increase the variety, increase the diversity. Even you have 10 siblings, all of them will be different. No one will be the same. What? Because of this process. So these are the meiosis, produce 4 sperm. At the end, that is going to be non-identical with the parent cell. It's not identical. It's going to be different. Even though you carry some of your parents' characteristic, but most of the time you will be different. As you know, exactly the same like your father or your mother. I thought it's done. Sorry, it takes longer today. But we finish. We finish with chapter 3.